gorgeous Saturday evening for baseball as the fans filing into PNC Park here in the banks of the Allegheny. A absolutely fantastic series setting up for the Padres. The Pirates trying to make hay in the Central. The Padres have never lost a series here at PNC Park. 13-0. Abraham Almonte is going to get his second start of the season, acquired from the Mariners in the Chris Denorfia trade. And Josh Harrison atop the lineup for Clint Hurdle and the Pittsburgh Pirates. A .462 average during a 12-game hitting streak, and he made his first All-Star team just this season. Great to have you with us on this Saturday night alongside Mark Grant. I'm Mike Pomeranz in this evening for Dick Enberg. It's going to be a battle of left-handers tonight. Eric Stultz against Francisco Liriano. Stultz looking for a little offensive support. Hasn't got much of it, but the last 9 games, Padres hitting much better.
Boy, it'd be really nice for Eric Stultz to get like a 5 spot early, and then maybe the Padres in game number 10 can be 7-3. The last 9 games, 6-3 for the Padres. Any pitcher's going to love the runs per game. But the one thing that sticks out is the pitching. That's been the go-to all year long. 2.1 for ERA. You know, there's been 4 one-run games. The pitching staff doing a great job keeping them close. There's been a couple blowouts as well. The runs have come through. 12 runs against the Cardinals, 10 against the Atlanta Braves. The bottom line here is that the hitters, they're hitting mistakes. Sometimes they'll foul them off, but more times than not, they're capitalizing, and the pitching has just been nails like it's been all season long.
Well, Pittsburgh is without 3 of its major stars, but they're still finding a way to win, and they're getting some help from a young man, just 22 years old, Gregory Polanco. Unbelievable.
So much to say about this youngster. He's going to be 23 in September. He's just got raw tools. Now, here's a big key. Here's a kid who's playing on a contending team in the NL Central, right? They're batting 6th in the lineup. There's no pressure betting 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, right? So he's down in the order. And the last 8 games, .406 average. For the Pirates, best hitting average, best athlete, best defensive outfielder in 2013 and 2014. I think it's just a great combination for Clint Hurdle. His ability and what he can do in the lineup, well, around this lineup, surrounded by the players. That's why he's so successful.
So no Andrew McCutchen, no Pedro Alvarez, no Neil Walker, but you do see Gregory Polanco. When we come back, first pitch battle to the lefties as Eric Stultz looks for his first win of 2014 on the road. Saturday Night Baseball on the road. The Padres are at PNC Park in Pittsburgh for Buddy Black tonight. Everett Cabrera is going to lead off. Yangervis Solarte will bat second. He gets the start in left field. Tommy Medica is over at first base. Yonder Alonso available off the bench tonight. Jet Jerko, Chris Nelson, Yasmani Grandal, Jeff Francoeur in right, Abraham Almonte, and Eric Stultz. The lineup is brought to you tonight by Toyota.
And the scouting report for left-hander Francisco Liriano. He can be erratic. Walks are up there, 44, 49, checked at 49 and 101 innings. He'll try to make you chase some soft stuff out of the zone. Fastball not that hot. 85 to 90, and he mixes in a changeup and a slider.
Cabrera, Solarte, and Medica to face Liriano here to open the ball game, and Cabrera takes strike one. The Padres lost last night 2-1. All the runs, 3 in total, scored in the first inning. And the Padres picked up their run last night. Leadoff double by Everett Cabrera, who came around to score. And then that was it. Vance Worley, the Pirates starter, very sharp. For Liriano, his 20th start of the season, 3-7, 3.91 earned run average. Last 5 starts since returning from the disabled list with a mild oblique strain, a 2.17 earned run average. Ball bounced wide of first. It'll be Gabby Sanchez. He'll throw it away, and Cabrera's aboard as Russell Martin will try to chase it down. Cabrera long down the line, so he'll stay at first. And the Padres have the leadoff man aboard.
Well, the race was on to first base. Cabrera, he just needs to get to first base, right? Well, when you look at the defense for the Buccos, got to fire a strike. Liriano's got to catch it and then find the bag. For all that to go right for Pittsburgh, slim and none on the run, going away from the play. Not even close. Good way for San Diego to start. Get that leadoff base runner.
Long run for Sanchez over there. Thought he might let the second baseman, Michael Martinez, make a play on it. He chooses not to. So Russell Martin trot back behind the plate, and Everett Cabrera now aboard at first. It's ruled a base hit.
And like every catcher, nobody on base, backing up right there. Ball hit the screen, and Russell Martin doing what every catcher should do, is running down the line, backing up.
Here's Yangervis Solarte.
See if the Padre hitters tonight can work some hitters counts. When they get a fastball to whack at. And keep Liriano in the stretch.
There goes Cabrera. The throw down from Martin. And the tag is not in time. So Everett Cabrera, a stolen base, his 17th on the year.
Hey, putting pressure on the Pirates right out of the get-go. And on the lefty, see, that's that do or die play. It's the left-handed pitcher Liriano. You go on first movement. If he goes over to first base, it's a hang with him. You get a pickle, or you continue on, hope for a bad throw. And not a bad pick right there by Martinez.
Solarte through the left side. Cabrera around third. And he'll be held by Glenn Hoffman. So the Padres now have runners at the corners.
Well, the old rule when you're at second base, there's a runner. With the way the shift was playing, Mercer well behind second base. You know, you don't want that ground ball to be caught by the shortstop. You got to beat that baseball, but clearly to left field. Cabrera just hesitated a little bit and cruises into third base.
There were 2 on and nobody out. Here's Tommy Medica. 275, 7 home runs. A 400 batting average since the All-Star break. Paul Emmel behind the plate tonight. Chris Conroy over at first. Jordan Baker at second. And the crew chief, Jerry Meals, is at third tonight. Another beautiful night. Not quite so humid as yesterday evening. Big fireworks show expected after the game this evening. 80 degrees, just a slight wind, 6 miles an hour.
A little extra giddy up right there on the left hand of Liriano. Gunn had him at 93. Hey, there's that fastball inside, back to back, right? We talked about it last night.
Alonzo Medica, right there among the league leaders in batting average since the All-Star break. Michael McHenry, Denard Span, and Yonder and Tommy. Now, Buddy Black mentioned this is a streaky hitter, but he's hot, but he's been tough.
Again, fastball in.
Now, Liriano has been an interesting case to study. I think his entire career. Huge arm, came up, got some time with the Minnesota Twins, has a no-hitter under his belt. Had Tommy John surgery, though, and he was a mid to high 90s lefty. And now, as you pointed out, a low 90s heater, 2 balls and a strike.
Almost in the position where he has to reinvent himself, right? When you have the strong arm, the big arm like Liriano had early in his career, you can make mistakes and still blow it by people. I think him learning how to pitch inside with the mandated approach from Clint Hurdle, the manager of the Pirates since he's been here, all throughout the minor leagues and the big league level. If he goes inside, he better make sure he gets it on the inside corner or in off a little bit. If he leaves it over the heart of the plate, hitters can do some damage.
Keep an eye on the hard slider. It's 2-2.
There it is there.
And it gets off the shoe of Tommy Medica. So he'll trot down to first. Couple of singles and a hit by pitch. Padres have the bases loaded.
Time for the Padres to make some hay, as Mike, you called it, that slider that hits Tommy Medica and loads the bases.
So glancing blow off the shoe tops puts Medica aboard. Cabrera, Solarte, and Tommy. Jed Jerko. Jed 0 for 4 last night. And he takes strike 1.
Jed was in this situation last night, wasn't he, in the 6th inning?
Bounced into a 2-ball then. A lot of folks out here at PNC to see Jed play.
Yeah. 2-ball last night. How about a 4-ball right here? Meaning cleaning them up.
Right back up the middle. And into center field. Cabrera will score easily. And the Padres play station to station, but they're on the board, lead 1-0.
Oh, and Morgantown is just going absolutely nuts right now. You can hear the cheers from the stands as Jed Jerko reaches out and off the end of the bat. Mentioned Liriano, you know, he can not only be wild with the walks, but be wild in the zone as well. Let's check out the stride. Not a big stride, and then on contact, you see down by the end of the bat. Really not on that pitch, but elevated enough to where he sends it over the infielders' heads. And sometimes when you avoid the sweet spot, yeah, the ball falls in front of the outfielders like it did right there.
Chris Nelson. And he takes strike 1. That's got to be a great feeling for Jed. Deliver in front of all that family and friends in from Morgantown, and had the Twins here last night. Nelson at 273.
Good layoff on the slider down and in.
Good hitter, as you saw there with the bases loaded. 364. He'll number to third base. It'll be Nix up with it. He'll go to the plate for 1, and that's all the Pirates will get. So with Jason Nix at third base, we'll check out the rest of the Pirate defense. Josh Harrison, who was at third last night, he's in left field now. Starling Marte is at center field. Gregory Polanco, Nix, Mercer, Martinez, Sanchez, and Martin all behind Francisco Liriano. Defense brought to you this evening by Honda. "17 pitches thrown for the left-hander. Base is still loaded. Yasmani Grandal. A .202 average in 85 games. Hitting just .103 against lefties. Boy, a hit here would be so huge. This team's so frustrated last night with a few opportunities against Vance Worley and couldn't push anything across.
Not even close on that 2-0 pitch to go 3-0. Boy, very erratic with the walks. I mean, he'll go games 3, 2, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 6, 0. Looks like he's sick out there. He's throwing everything up.
The 6 walk outing you mentioned, that was against San Diego.
He needs to make an adjustment. He needs to aim towards the shoe tops, maybe mixing a breaking ball. Up again.
Right field, Polanco. More than deep enough. And here comes Medica, and they've got a bit of rundown, and Nelson is tagged out.
What was that?
Double play, bad read. Don't know if he saw the ball and was fooled. But Nelson is tagged out. Frustration. But the Padres get on the board. Here come the Pirates. It'll be up to Eric Stoltz to stem the tide.
What the fuck is he thinking?
First for Clint Hurdle and the Bucks this evening. Starting lineup: Josh Harrison in left field this evening. In third base last night. He's going to lead off. Jordy Mercer, the shortstop. Russell Martin will catch. Gabby Sanchez will start at first. Starling Marte, Gregory Polanco, Jason Nix, Michael Martinez, and the pitcher Francisco Liriano.
And Eric Stoltz on the hill. The scouting report brought to you by Jaguar of San Diego. Hey, repeat performance like he did against the Braves and avoid the big inning. Great job against the Braves. 6 1/3. He gave up 2 hits, only 1 run. It was unearned. He just needs to duplicate that.
Making his second start in his career against the Pirates. Quickly ahead of Harrison.
And talking to some Pirate people, they said that the type of pitcher that Eric Stoltz is can give these Pirate hitters some fits. The soft tossing, off speed left-hander like Eric Stoltz. And Eric knows he's going to give up hits. He's got to keep them off balance. Getting ahead with all of his pitches is very key. Not only the fastball, but maybe the cutter, the slider, the changeup. Finds himself in a good position here, 0-2, to try to expand the zone.
Out to right field, a leaping Tommy Medica can't make the play, and Josh Harrison continues a relentless offensive pace. As we check out the defense behind Eric Stoltz tonight. Solarte, Almonte, Francoeur in right. Nelson, Cabrera, Jerko, Medica around the horn. And Yasmani Grandal catching Eric Stoltz tonight. It's brought to you by the Aramco Group. So Stoltz, who is ahead of Harrison, loses him base hit just over the glove of Tommy Medica. Here's a shortstop, Jordy Mercer. Go back to Harrison for a moment. Now a 13-game hitting streak for Clint Hurdle. 3 hits last night. And aboard with a base hit.
Numbers are looking pretty good for the kid, huh? On base percentage of .351. Good changeup right there by Stoltz.
Ian Kennedy, Tyson Ross. Ross, he's going to go tomorrow against Charlie Morton. Tyson with a shot to get that record up over 500. 10-10. 0-2 to Mercer. Buddy Black said today about Eric Stoltz, very proud of the way he conducts himself, in that he's able to eat innings, doesn't beat himself. And while he has given up some runs, no doubt about it, ERA just under 5, he gets virtually no run support.
Yeah, you have to look at the numbers. A lot of hits, high ERA, but you are absolutely right. And you know what else sticks out to me about Eric Stoltz? He goes to the post every 5th day. There's something to be said about that.
Into right field, Francoeur. 1 down.
Hey, Mike, you know what's frustrating about that first inning for the Padres? With the bases loaded, the fly ball to right field. Now Polanco's there. Chris Nelson on first base. I can't speak for Chris Nelson, but he is anticipating that ball going through. Now that's a double play. It takes an out away from the Padres for the chance to really score again, as the runner at second base, Jed Jerko, tags up. He goes to third. Another chance for the Padres to get a run, but he ran into an out there. That's frustrating when the play's right in front of you like that.
Yeah, it looked like he saw something nobody else saw. That thought that ball was going to go into third base on the fly. It was easily cut there by the shortstop, and Nelson was retired. Run scored ahead of him being tagged, though, so that's why the Padres lead 2-0. 1 out, 1 on for the Pirates. Here's Russell Martin.
Don't you think there's something to be said about Eric Stoltz getting the ball every 5th day and eating innings? I mean, he's been battling.
Well, he's done what a lot of Padres pitchers over the last handful of years have been unable to do, and stay healthy, thankfully. Two balls, no strikes. You know, to that point, Andrew Cashner throwing last night in Lake Elsinore a couple of innings. One of those Padre pitchers, hopefully, can start putting together seasons like Eric's able to do, and making every start. Cash, couple innings, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, just 24 pitches. Scheduled to pitch on Wednesday, AAA. But he says probably maybe 3 or so appearances down there. Try to get that pitch count up.
Yeah, you always have to be concerned about the day after, right? We always talk about that with injuries because the adrenaline's going. You can throw it to your blue in the face on the side. You get, I don't care if you're an A-ball, AAA, or the big leagues. You go out there and you're in game mode, that adrenaline kicks in, your body goes into a different gear, and it's how you feel the next day. Good pitch. Looked like a little cutter from Eric Stoltz. Boy, if he can command that part of the plate against the right-handed hitters, you either get a called strike or get a weakly hit ground ball to the left side.
Well, Harrison does have 15 stolen bases. It's worth keeping an eye on. And he'll go back over to first. You always love that.
Love it.
When fans boo the opposing pitcher when he throws over.
Hey, it looks like another packed house tonight.
Fireworks night tonight.
Yeah.
And Harrison does go. Here's the throw down. Not in time, so Harrison picks up his 16th stolen base. And Stoltz had the right idea. Knew something was brewing.
2 times over, so Harrison's thinking, you know what, 3rd time, is it a charm? Well, it is in the stolen base category. You just mentioned, Mike, number 16, he went on the first move. As soon as that leg was up, Harrison was off and running. Oven mitt and all.
Yasmani has had some difficulties nailing the runners, and another one gets through. Here's a line drive into left field for Russell Martin, and the stolen base is going to pay off as Josh Harrison comes home to score and cuts into the Padres lead. It's now a 2-1 ball game.
I think Russell Martin did a fine job of staying back on that pitch. You know, Eric Stoltz tries to mix it up as much as he can. What does he get here? Looks like either a cut fastball or a fastball just out of the reach. But the main thing there is Russell Martin protecting, stayed back, let the ball travel a little bit, and the Pirates cut the Pirate lead in half.
Gabby Sanchez. And he takes strike 1. Sanchez, former All-Star, time with the Marlins. Just 226 in 86 games. Clint Hurdle this year.
Yeah, there was a point in time, Mike, where I thought that this kid was just going to skyrocket in his career. A Miami kid, drafted by the Marlins. Came up in 2008. Then came back down to earth.
All-Star in 2011. The bottom fell out. He's 30 years old now. Splitting time. Saw Ike Davis at first last night for the Pirates. 1-2 into center field. Almonte put it away. 2 down.
And while we have a moment, let's check out the keys to the game, brought to you by Honda dealers of San Diego County. Hey, the keys: silence the top of the Pirates lineup. We know that the firepower that they can have. It was evident last night in the 2-1 victory. Harrison, Polanco, Martin came through. Ike Davis, who's also a tough out. Hey, and make Liriano throw strikes. You can get erratic. Wild, yes. How about wild in the strike zone, hopefully, for San Diego?
Hoping to keep the good times going, at least as far as the offense, since the All-Star break goes for the Padres. Starling Marte, strike 1. Padres since the break hitting .274. That's best in the National League. Pirates right there, though, on their heels. Number 3 in the NL since the break.
You can really see that Eric Stoltz is trying to make a conscious effort of staying out of the heart of the plate. Throwing a handful of pitches inside as well, trying to mix it up, not just away, away, away.
Stoltz is on. He's got such good command of the secondary stuff, in as much as his ability to parse the plate. Inner third, middle third, just carve it up.
I got you.
You see the way he just kept that pitch just off the plate. Marte barely able to get a piece of it. And does he offer there? He does. Strike three, says home plate umpire Paul Ebel. Marte not pleased with it. Pirates scratch back. It's 2-1 game. Game. The Padres over the Pirates right now, top of the second inning. Some big news around baseball as Derek Jeter makes his farewell tour. Has now taken the 6th spot in the all-time hits parade behind Tris Speaker, now surpassing Honus Wagner.
You just said all-time. Isn't that
stunning?
That is unbelievable. That's a lot of knocks right there.
And to pass Honus Wagner, Pirate shortstop. Wagner was the highest ranking shortstop for hits. Now it's Derek Jeter. All the shortstops in baseball. Give Frank Coor. Thrown out by Francisco Liriano. One down here at the top of the second.
Boy, he's done it right throughout his career, hasn't he, Derek Jeter? I mean, you talk about just the storybook career, even when he was a kid, growing up in Kalamazoo, Michigan. In the 6th grade, wrote an autobiography, an assignment in class. What do you want to be when you grow up? You know what he said? I want to be shortstop for the New York Yankees.
Yeah, how many kids have written that and then to live that? It's been a remarkable run. Certainly not telling you something you don't already know. Abraham Almonte. It's his 2nd start. He's coming over from the Mariners. Part of the trade for Chris Denorfia going to Seattle. 25-year-old.
You know, a lot of the pitches, as we take a look at that 93-mile-an-hour fastball, 26 now in the early parts of this ball game. A lot of the pitches from Liriano have been up. They've been up in the zone.
Let's see if the Padres can make a pay for it.
He's also the type of pitcher, I would say, that can lull a hitter to sleep. Very slow and deliberate at times.
Absolutely.
And when you don't throw consistent strikes, that makes it even worse.
Got to be tough on your defense behind you, too. Off-speed pitch there. Gets past Almonte.
Hitters count, fastball count. He drops the changeup.
A bad body language, slow pace. Tough on both sides of the equation. Here's the 2-2 to Almonte.
And on the flip side, Eric Stoltz picking up the pace and the momentum, right? The last handful of starts.
Picked up his velocity a tick as well.
Yeah.
Bouncing ball, foul of third. You know, just looking at those Jeter numbers, as we mentioned, he passes Honus Wagner. He's 83 hits now behind Chris Speaker. 40 some odd games left.
That's going to be.
Doesn't look likely, that's for sure, but 6 all time. So congratulations to Derek Jeter, alone at number 6 on the hit list. If you're wondering, Chris Speaker, as we mentioned, number 5, Stan Musial, number 4, Hank Aaron, 3, Ty Cobb, Pete Rose. Third baseman, Jason Nix, retire Almonte. 2 down. Francisco Liriano, the top-tier player profile, brought to you this evening by Arco. Signed as an amateur free agent by the Giants in 2003. Went to the Twins with a couple other folks, one of them Joe Nathan, the closer for A.J. Przinsky. 2010 AL Comeback Player of the Year. Threw a no-hitter in 2011. And in the NL Comeback Player of the Year at the Pirates last season.
Every time I see that Comeback Player of the Award, reminds me of my old teammate Mark Davis. Every year. Why didn't I get Comeback Player of the Year? I come back to spring training every year. And of course, that's why his nickname was Goofy.
You get Comeback Player. You know, sometimes the guys are injured, then they come back, and,
right.
and it's impressive. But sometimes they just have a bad year. Come back. For Liriano, it's kind of been a tale of both injuries as well as a lack of performance. Side down in order for the Padres in the top of the second, but they lead the Pirates tonight 2-1.
Eric Stoltz beat himself. He's that type of pitcher where he makes the other team beat him, which is a good thing to always make aware of pitchers. Don't beat yourself. Make the other team beat you. And in most cases, Eric will go out there with, a good live fastball. Secondary pitches are fine. Now it's just a matter of him executing pitches.
Buddy Black on Eric Stoltz, our Geico quote of the game tonight.
Yeah, he does the right things when he's out there. He'll put you around a guy because he doesn't want that certain guy to beat him, right? He'll have another hitter try to do the damage, and if that happens, you tip your cap. Pretty much a strike thrower. Eric Stoltz pretty much a heady player as well, right? Making the right play when needed.
Smart guy, good athlete. And needs a little run support. It'll be Gregory Polanco, Jason Nix, Michael Martinez to face Eric Stoltz. Polanco, as we mentioned at the open of the ball game, 22 years old, and comes in with a lot of hype. He's been delivering early. Hopefully his numbers hold true in that he's a much better hitter against righties than he is lefties. 188 against lefties so far this season. He was one tough customer yesterday. 3 for 4.
And this is just the way you want to face him, huh? Not 3-0, obviously, with nobody on base.
Stoltz battles back, 3 balls and a strike.
I think sometimes Eric Stoltz just throw that BP fastball right there. You saw it at 85. And there you see the splits. Nice and easy. Little cutter, slider on the outside part of the plate.
In right center. And it's Frank Core under it. Polanco gone, 1 down.
Out in front of the off-speed pitch just a little bit too much, and that's a gutsy play. That's an Eric Stoltz go-to pitch. Try to take the sting out. Fastball count, put a little wrinkle in it for the out.
Hey, great job by Stoltz too. Behind 3-0 right there. Works his way back into the count. Doesn't lay a cookie in there. Makes it a little tricky for Polanco. So 1 down, bottom of the second. Jason Nix. Nix hitless in 3 trips last night. Well, the Pirates begin tonight second place behind the Brewers in the Central, and they're doing it right now without Andrew McCutchen, Pedro Alvarez, or Neil Walker. Oh, it'd be interesting to see how long the Pirates can keep from putting Andrew McCutchen on the disabled list.
Yeah, I think Monday is going to be the day. I was talking to the Pirate people before, not that Pirate people before the game. They said they'll probably wait around till Monday, reevaluate the situation, and then make that call. And by the way, speaking of Andrew McCutchen, remember last night in the dugout we saw him with the helmet and the bat?
Center field, Almonte. 2 down.
He was just joking around with Clint Hurdle. It was a lot of fun in the dugout right there last night.
Well, you had said too, you thought maybe a decoy. McCutchen was not available. Hey folks, America's new sports network is the place to turn for every slam, every goal, every game. America's pregame only on Fox Sports 1, streaming live on Fox Sports Go, and you can tune to America's pregame weekdays 3 o'clock in the afternoon Pacific, only on Fox Sports 1. And if you'd like to find Fox Sports 1 on your cable satellite provider, go to foxsports1.com. 2 down, no balls and a strike to Michael Martinez. Martinez appeared in just 20 games. And Stoltz wastes no time. 0-2 changeup. Dispatches Martinez. Pirates go down in order. Padres lead 2-1.
That's a tired act.
Fans, Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres baseball. It's brought to you by Petco, the power of together, and by your San Diego Lexus dealer. Mike Pomeranz in for a vacation.
Whoa. I want to do that.
Yeah, that's what Dick's been doing on his vacation.
How cool is that?
Isn't that something?
That's fun.
These guys dive underwater on them. Go way down underwater with that attachment.
Right.
40, 50 feet into the air.
Wow.
Who we kidding? We'd be on the disabled list right away. That looks like fun, doesn't it?
It's like futuristic type stuff, you know, like fun.
You got three rivers here. You got to have a little fun in the water, especially when it's hot out. Summertime. Everett Cabrera down here with Solarte, Tommy Medica in the top of the third.
Padres needed to get that run back after scoring 2 in the first, and the Pirates scoring 1 in their bottom half.
Everett singled and scored in the first. Part of a strange inning. Looked like it could be a huge inning for the Padres, but an odd double play for Yasmani Grandal. Fly ball to right. Get Chris Nelson trapped between first and second. So just 2 runs come in for San Diego, and this bouncing ball is fielded by Martinez over to Sanchez. 1 down. Liriano, when you look at active major leaguers, their strikeouts per 9 innings, got to have 1,000 innings just to qualify for this list. There's Liriano at 9.14 strikeouts per 9 innings. Our Saquon Casino vacation strikeout stat of the game tonight. I don't know. I think you got a point there. He might lull him to sleep.
Yeah.
When he's healthy and he's right, power slider, not the velocity he had a couple of years ago, but been effective for Pittsburgh.
Boy, how many first pitch fastballs in and off the plate have we seen in game 1 and tonight? We've seen a lot.
You pointed out before the series started, that's the mantra here in Pittsburgh. Pitch in.
Yeah.
Folks didn't catch the ball game last night, and maybe you're a young player, young pitcher. What is pitching in establish for you going forward?
Going away. You go in and with regularity, and you're good at hitting that spot, but you got to be able to hit your spot down and away, like Worley did last. And that's a prime example. Pitch number 3, down and away after going in. It really makes the hitter aware and on your heels about a pitcher coming in, and then all of a sudden you're surprised right there. Right? That's tough to pull the trigger.
Get locked up.
And once again, like Bud Black even said before the game, it's a balance. You just cannot consistently pitch in. It's a balance. You got to be able to paint away as well.
Wrap to third. Nix, nice play, long throw. He'll get Solarte 2 down. The Knicks can pick it a little bit. We saw him over at second base last night. And with 2 outs, here's Tommy Medica. Showed you he was hitting 400 since the break. Well, his slugging percentage is top of the charts as well. Josh Harrison in the field and left for the Pirates, top that board. Then Matt Kemp and then Tommy Medica at 644. Hey, you're ahead of Giancarlo Stanton and Yasiel Puig.
Yeah, and then the adjustment starts, right? The opposing teams watch video.
In on the screws, but right at Mercer. And the Padres go quietly again in the third, but as we head to the bottom of the third, they lead 2-1. A lot of fun on the Allegheny here at PNC. night. Our Ram Truck Tools of the Trade is what we're focusing on.
Let's go back to the third inning last night with Eric Cabrera. The bases loaded and the infield kind of in a little bit. Now the soft liner, right? Well, you look at Gregory Polanco off a little bit too far. The range of Cabrera firing a strike to Jerko to double him up. That's the old 6-4 play, and they got the Padres out of a jam there in the third inning. So good range. Squeezing that one for Ian Kennedy, making a good pitch.
Well, Ian had a nice outing last night.
Yep.
When you consider he gave up 2 in the first, that'd be it for Kennedy. One of those runs earned. Kennedy goes 6. By his own admission, he was coming back from that oblique, that mild strain. He says he didn't feel 100%, but just battling through it. The Padres just unable to get the offense going. Funny, 3 runs in total scored in last night's game, all in the first.
Yep.
So far tonight, 3 runs scored, all in the first. Liriano against Stultz.
Okay, now how much would you bet that the score is going to stay the same, 2-1? What are the odds on that?
Gosh, I don't think they're very high, but
I'd throw a 20 down. What the heck? Nice breaking ball right there. Third strikeout for Eric Stultz.
Stultz got Martinez to end the second, and he strikes out Liriano here in the third. Best in baseball with long hitting streaks in the MLB. Major League Baseball, there you see top of the chart, Nolan Arenado. 28 games. Jose Abreu, the rookie with the White Sox, big power numbers. Also just a good overall hitter, right around 300. 21 games. And Josh Harrison active now at 13 games. Picked up a base hit in the first and would score. There's Stultz back door.
You know, you look at that list of the streaks. Arenado, halfway to 56. You know how hard that is to do? How hard it is to, I mean, you put together a 10-game streak, 15-game streak.
You know, I asked Mark Sweeney once, you know, amongst major leaguers in the dugout, at what point do you guys start taking notice of a guy's hitting streak? It's one thing for the media to play it up. You've got to be approaching 30 before anybody's eyes even open.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool, it's novel. But seriously, when you talk about that Maggio streak, you've got to be well in excess of 30 to get people open their eyes. Scoreless inning streak. Imagine the same for pitchers.
Yep.
Or Hershiser, 59 and change. But it's not just, you know, a hit here or there for Harrison that's been impressive. He's throwing up multiple hit games. 472 the average.
That's seeing the ball well, using the whole field.
Out to left field. Back goes Solarte. And they'll put it away, second out of the inning. So Harrison, who had 3 hits last night, has 1 today, and he flies out here in the third.
Hey, once again, a ball up in the zone, but just, you know, like Liriano, trying to keep these hitters off balance. Eric Stultz has to be in the same type of mode. If he's going to be up in the zone, it better be a breaking ball that's got that hitter out front a little bit, or kind of jam him a little bit just to avoid that sweet spot.
Pirate shortstop Jordy Mercer. Some good news directly regarding Jordy Mercer. Thursday night, hit a line drive off the side of the head of the pitcher Dan Jennings for the Marlins, and Jennings would be carted off the field conscious, diagnosed with a concussion. Well, he was released from the hospital yesterday.
Good news.
So Jennings on his way home. Jordy Mercer certainly relieved. He was so shaken up. Here's the 0-2 with 2 outs. Fisted over to first base. It's Medica under it. Pirates go in order, second consecutive inning. Jed Jerko in front of the hometown crowd. And it's time now for the San Diego fan of the game. Sandwich between a couple of Pirate fans, our San Diego fans of the game. Looking for a little bit of offense is that Pirate fan, and hopefully Eric Stoltz keep quiet right here, leading 2-1. Jerko, Chris Nelson, Yasmani Grandal to face Francisco Liriano in the top of the 4th.
You know what I've noticed since we've been here in Pittsburgh?
What's that?
A lot of fans coexisting and showing some love. Well, we've seen some Bucco fans next to Friar fans wearing the hats, the T-shirts, and you know, just sitting back enjoying a big league ball game. You can root for your team, but still spread a little love along the way.
I think the Pirates fans were beaten into submission here. You think about the Padres have taken 13 series at PNC Park. Never lost the series at PNC Park.
That's why tonight's game is so important, right? You want to keep that streak alive.
And Jerko out on strikes.
Oh, Liriano going with the breaking ball in the dirt, placing it and relying on his catcher Russell Martin to smother it for the strikeout. 2 strikes, expanding the strike zone. You never know what you're going to get from Liriano. There's that hard slider you're talking about, Mike Pomerantz. And Martin applying the tag for the first strikeout of the night for Liriano.
Chris Nelson probably had a little splaining to do in the dugout after the first inning. He was doubled off.
Yeah, I didn't understand that one.
Bounces this ball to Nix down at third base. Across the diamond, Sanchez put it away, so Nelson is the second out here in the 4th. Fans, it's time now for you to tweet your photo using hashtag SDFanPhoto. Chance for you to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast. It's brought to you by AT&T. Yasmani Grandal.
You know, with the way Liriano is pitching, that last pitch was evident of what I think the Padres are going to try to have to do is take him the other way. You know, that last pitch we just saw on the grounder 5-3 off Nelson, it looked like it was up and away. You try to pull that pitch, either get the weak fly ball or you get the grounder. Let's see if the Padre hitters start getting stuff away and try to take it the opposite way. Southland technology, first couple pitches down and away from the plate. Nice moving fastball there. Or a changeup rather at 87.
Buddy Black been wanting to see the quality of Yasmani Grandal's at bats improve, and it's been a tough season for a man coming back from a knee injury. And he'll strike out here to end the top of the 4th, but the Padres are holding a 1-run lead, 2-1 Friar. Thank you guys very much. Eric Stoltz been very effective. No groundouts, 5 flyouts. And Liriano the opposite, 8 groundouts, 1 flyout. National League Central, as Chris and Andy were talking about, very tight, bunched up. Cincinnati still in it, 5 games back. Everybody else closer than that. And it has been interesting, as they mentioned, Baltimore beating St. Louis 10-3, and John Lackey struggling. So Boston all of a sudden doesn't look like it made the worst plays. John Lester, for his part, pitching well for Oakland. And St. Louis, picking up Justin Masterson, picking up Lackey, and moving Alan Craig and Joe Kelly.
Right.
Oh, it's a Pirate sideline reporter, Robbie Inspikowski. Can't be non-committal.
No.
The producers are always happy when talent breaks their microphone. Russell Martin down the left field line and foul.
Strike 2.
Crafty lefty Eric Stoltz hasn't thrown an out pitch much harder than 83 miles an hour.
You know what? He's a mathematician tonight. He's adding and subtracting.
And he subtracts right there. Gets Martin. 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
I really think one of the advantages that has helped, or one of the things he has changed mechanically, as we take a look at that off-speed pitch, and then Rondal making the put out 2-3, is him picking up the pace, not only in between pitches but with his delivery. And you also said, as you take a look at the pitch range, 89 miles an hour. I think he's picked up maybe a tick or so on the fastball. Eric can be sneaky fast at times with that fastball.
Gabby Sanchez. Takes strike 1. It's got to be so tempting, everything he throws up there, but just as you mentioned, just the tick here, and difference between 89 and 91.
Oh, that's a huge difference. Nice. There's the arsenal: fastball, breaking ball, changeup. Heavy on the fastball.
Sanchez bouncer third base. Nelson up with it, long throw. And he'll get Sanchez 2 down here in the 4th.
But that was a 3-pitch at bat, and Eric Stoltz really did a nice job. Fastball away, changeup in, soft away. Almost sounded like Sanchez kind of broke his back. Out of the hand, Cambio. Sanchez, look at him reach for that. He's got to protect. 2 strikes. Tries to pull it. Eat right out of the hand of Eric Stoltz.
So with 2 outs in the 4th inning, that was the first ground out recorded by Eric Stoltz. Starling Marte, he struck out in the 1st. Hits this ball hard left field. Solarte can't get to it. It'll go to the wall. Marte can run, and he will pull up at second base with a double. You know, off the bat it was hit well. The question whether Solarte could get to it and just couldn't make it.
Yeah, he went down and got it. I mean, it was about knee high on contact. Let's take a look. Yeah, just above the knee. It gets extended well. And there are points in time also where hitters come up and they'll look in a zone. They'll look for a certain pitch. It looked like Marte was on that one. Well, the thing is, 2 outs for Eric Stoltz as Marte connects for his 19th double. I think Eric would be the first one to say that that pitch just caught too much of the plate. He's got to be that spot on.
It's 3 hits allowed by Stoltz tonight. Gregory Polanco. Polanco fly to right in the 2nd inning. Each team now with 3 hits. First thing at bat, veteran against a rookie. And Polanco been swinging the bat well.
And I think a young hitter like Polanco, they like the fastball, right? They like to jump on the fastball. And Stultz, who will off-speed you at times, he tried to get away with a changeup there, and he took it for a ball. Yeah, good battle right here. Well, Southland Technology, Fox Track says pitch number 4 was, in fact, a ball. Trying to keep it down and away here.
Broken bat roller, first base. Medica underhands it to Stultz. They'll get Polanco. Leave Marte stranded at second. Padres lead 2-1. Let's get you caught up on the action here at PNC Park. Your Harris game summary. First inning, Everett Cabrera aboard. They rule out a base hit. With Cabrera speedy aboard, he would steal second base. Throw down not in time. Jake Jerko in front of his hometown fans. He delivered RBI base hit. Padres leading at that point 1-0. And then later in the inning, Yasmani Grandal out to right field. Tommy Medica would score. Pirates would answer in the bottom of the first with a base hit by Russell Martin and an RBI, and that's where we are, 2-1. Now in the top of the 5th inning. Jeff Francoeur, Abraham Almonte, and the pitcher spot, Eric Stultz.
Well, both pitchers are in a groove right now, huh?
That they are, and both just scratched and scuffed a bit in the first. That's been it. Hey folks, just a reminder as well, following us here in Pittsburgh, Padres Live post-game show will follow. Chris Budd and Andy Ashby. This should be a really good one too, because Andy Ashby, former big league pitcher, a lot of time with the Padres, all-star. He's going to teach us how to throw a slider.
Oh, he had a good one.
Yeah. Like Tyson Ross, who goes tomorrow, like Francisco Liriano, who you see pitching now. So if you're a youngster and you're about that age where it's okay to start throwing breaking balls, Francoeur.
Did you see that play?
Tremendous play. Jason Nix. Well, he's good defensively. Softer hitter.
Well, first see where he starts playing. Right, he's well beyond third base. Backhand transfer, flip throw from Laredo, and now he's got to get a little fuzz on it right across, right?
Something quick.
Just gets Francoeur by a full step.
Looks like a quarterback wave, just drew it right up to his ear, flicked it out. One down. Abraham Almonte.
Hey, if I'm a pitcher and I want to learn how to throw a slider, I'm sticking around the postgame show and listen to Andy Ashby teach me how to throw one. I mean, when Ash was free and easy, he'd get that slider out in front and get some good break.
He doesn't speak like that.
I'm sticking around.
Yeah. He's a great guy, too. So catch that Padres Live, the postgame show right after us tonight. Almonte out to right field. Polanco on the run. He'll tuck it away. 2 men are out here at the top of the 5th. Couple of strikeouts for Liriano tonight. 10 groundouts. And 2 in the air.
Movement, location, changing speeds seems to be the formula for both pitchers tonight.
Interesting, they're both going about it just a bit differently with the groundouts and flyouts. There's Eric Stoltz, 2 groundouts, 5 flyouts. And Liriano, as we showed you, 9 in the air. Or 9 on the ground, 2 in the air.
Yeah, that is interesting because the Pirate hitters, majority of the time, working underneath the pitches, right? Liriano, his outs, Padre hitters, topping the baseball. And pretty even as far as fastball and changeup. 41 to 38.
And a strikeout there. Stoltz goes down. So the Padres go down in order again, but they lead by 1. Presents Padres baseball. It's brought to you tonight by Saquon. Real friendly, real close. By Jack in the Box. Try Jack's Spicy Chicken Club Combo. Just $4.99 plus tax. And by Aramco Group. Purchase, refinance, reverse. Visit us at Aramco.biz. Honus Wagner out in front of PNC Park.
The Flying Dutchman.
Shortstop with the Pirates. Hall of Famer 1900 and 1917. And just passed on the all-time hits leaderboard by Derek Jeter.
That's great.
You know, we grew up with names like Honus Wagner.
I never grew up, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, clearly. Well, you know, you being a child trapped in a man's body can still appreciate. And Jason Nix singles to left. Can still appreciate the reverence with which we speak of players. The ilk of, say, a Honus Wagner.
Right.
So when a player, one of the contemporaries of your age group, close now with Derek Jeter, 40 years old, leapfrogs a legend like Honus Wagner.
It's unbelievable. It really is. And you know, the history of baseball is something that I take pride in, because growing up as a kid, you know, I love to learn the history of the game. And when you take the lead over a guy by the name of Johannes Peter Honus Wagner, that's fun. That's great. JP.
I didn't know that was his full name. Michael Martinez into right field. Nice running catch. Jeff Francoeur, he's got a cannon. Keep an eye on that. But Nix is back fairly easily. But Jeff Francoeur, he's been around so long, you think of him as much older perhaps than he is. Just 30 years old still, 9.5 years in the big leagues. Nice running catch, good strong throw, and Nix retreats to first.
Yeah, that's what happens when you make it to the big leagues at a young, ripe age, like Jeff Francoeur did. You put some time in, and then all of a sudden you make it back, and people think, oh, yeah, what is he, 34, 35? No, not the case.
Well, he's done a lot for the clubhouse, too, I think. Just
sure he has.
Great personality. Remember all these new faces with the Padres trying to find some commonality, and Jeff Francoeur able to guide him a bit all that time in the big leagues.
Okay, is it Honus or Honus Wagner? Honus. It's Honus, I guess. Hey, if somebody from Pittsburgh tells me it's Honus, it's Honus. Probably because of his name, JP, Johannes, right? So Honus for short.
Makes sense.
Sorry about it.
I don't have to be apologetic for being so well-rounded. Well, Liriano unable to get the bunt down with a half-hearted effort there. Second out of the inning. Fifth strikeout for Stoltz. Hey folks, Tuesday, catch a special Padres analyst panel. Oh, that's rich. Featuring Mark Grant, Mark Sweeney. We're going to hear from the fans about the Padres' new general manager, A.J. Preller. It's coming up on Tuesday after Padres Live on Fox Sports San Diego. They've been clamoring to see you on that show. Fans have.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm humbled, and I really appreciate the invitation that you extended for me to be on your show.
Well, we've told you it's open. I'm glad you guys could make it. So that'll be Tuesday after Padres Live, the post-game show.
Good changeup.
As we mentioned, Harrison on a 13-game hitting streak now. He's got a single in 2 trips. And he goes back up the box off the glove of Stoltz. Wow! Would have been some kind of play. Everett Cabrera, that was really the only play he had. He just put enough on it that he didn't fire it into the outfield.
That was a heady play because Harrison getting down the line, right? It was hit on Stoltz's glove. So he's hoping to go with the back flip. Hot smash off Stoltz's glove. I don't think he's going to get Harrison at first, so the back flip to try to get the force. I tell you, that's a heady play right there.
Well, if he could have put that on the bag, it might have been really close, but just a heads-up effort. And as we mentioned, didn't throw it so hard that it scoots into the grass, and then you've got a real problem. So now 2 men are on with 2 out. Here's Jordy Mercer.
I didn't think he would have got Harrison, do you, at first?
No. Harrison runs pretty well. No, I think you're right. I believe that was his only play. And Stoltz ahead of Mercer, 0-2. Nice pitch just off the plate by Stoltz. Can't get Mercer to offer at it.
Hey, supermoon.
Little number. Eric Stoltz fires in time to get Mercer. Great job getting out of trouble. And the Padres hold on to this one-run lead. Sixth inning, and as we promised earlier in the game, we do have the AT&T fan photo for you. Tweet your photo to hashtag #SDFanPhoto. Chance for it to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast, and it's brought to you by AT&T.
Very nice.
Baseball doctor.
Yeah.
PhD. Top six, top of the lineup, Buddy Black. And the Padres, Everett Cabrera, Yangervis Solarte, Tommy Medica, face Francisco Liriano.
Hey, remember we showed you that supermoon shot? It's kind of rare. 14% bigger, 30% brighter than when it's at its farthest point. 190,000 miles from Earth. 20% closer than when it's at its farthest point, which is 240,000 miles.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Beautiful skyline here all the way around Pittsburgh. The supermoon adding to it tonight.
Big thanks to our good friend here in Pittsburgh, Gary, coming up with those little nuggets.
Martinez. Big strong throw to get Cabrera. One down here in the sixth.
Super nuggets on the super moon. Compliments of Gary.
Good job by you, Gary. Gary's our stage manager up here in the booth.
Good crew here in Pittsburgh.
Great guys. Ryan handling the stats tonight. Looking good as always. Great group. 2-1 ball game. Yangervis Solarte has a base hit.
You know, I'm wondering now, third time around, as Andrew McCutchen can just sit and watch. Probably going to wait till Monday to make a decision. Talking with Ike Davis there. Third time around now, maybe Solarte or the order could find a mistake out of the hand of Liriano and put a charge into one.
Padres with a couple of runs on 3 hits. All 3 of those hits, and the runs for that matter, coming in the first inning. Since then, nothing.
Keeping the ball down well there. Hey, only 10 round trippers given up by Liriano this year in 19 games started before tonight.
Pirates staying in the race in the Central. They're doing it without, as Mark mentioned, Andrew McCutchen, who has the rib fracture. Pedro Alvarez, he's back and available, but not in the lineup. And Neil Walker still a stiff back. That's why you'll see Michael Martinez at second base for the Pirates.
How about those home runs and RBIs?
Said about quick math, 48. Yeah, 48 home runs between them. Nix Makes it look good over there at third base. He'll retire Solarte. 2 down here in the 6th. Folks, you know you can catch every strikeout, every game ender, every history-making moment on MLB Whip Around. It's weeknights at 7 o'clock in the evening Pacific on Fox Sports 1, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. And you know who's up there doing a great job on that show tonight?
Mark Sweeney.
That's right.
The Sween Dog. Sween Dog 9. Big fan.
A great experience. Get a chance to look at the league. Great for the fans. Want to get caught up on everything happening. After your Padres are done with the night's action, see what the rest of baseball is doing. After Padres Live post-game show, check out Fox Sports 1. Softly Medica to Sanchez. Again, the Padres go in order, but still they're clinging to a 1-run lead. Chris, Andy, thank you very much. 2-1 ball game here at the bottom of the 6th. And you're right. It has been some good pitching here. Eric Stultz against Francisco Liriano. You mentioned some action in the West tonight. Dodgers leading the Giants by 3.5 games, and the Padres 12.5 back. Arizona and Colorado. Everybody in action tonight, too. Rockies are at Arizona. They mentioned Dodgers are in Milwaukee, and the Giants are in Kansas City.
Tough to go wrong with that rotation of the Dodgers, huh?
They're still looking for starting pitching.
Yeah. Even though it's a 2-horse race right now.
Russell Martin, Gabby Sanchez, Starling Marte here at PNC Park.
You can see the Fox Tracks brought to you by our good friends at Southland Technology. Eric Stultz trying to stay out of the heart of the plate and work the corners, not get the field here early in the bottom of the 6th.
Nice. About that.
Backdoor cutter.
Frustrated, yeah. But that's what you get when you've got a pitcher with good control right now, and Eric Stultz has it. This is paint.
And I'll be quite honest with you. I think you got a call. You take a look at the Fox Tracks. Russell Martin doesn't like it, but that's a big league hang with him. And Eric Stultz chalks up his 6th strikeout of the evening.
Second time Martin's gone down on strikes. Here's Gabby Sanchez. Well, these are the Padres I think fans are used to seeing here at PNC Park. 31-12 record all time. Padres over the Pirates here at PNC. I wonder why that is. Some teams just
you know what, honestly,
dominate like
I've asked managers, I've asked coaches. That's one of those questions you really can't answer.
I mean, those numbers are absurd.
They're just playing better baseball at that point in particular time.
Hey, last year, a perfect example is you check out the highest winning percentages at PNC since 2001. Padres atop that board. And even last season, when the Pirates finally found their way to a plus 500 year, this ball hit well to center field, and Almonte goes backpedaling to the track, and he'll put it away. Sanchez becomes the second out of the inning. Almonte, nice play. Ball hit right at the center fielder. And he'll backpedal, make the catch, 2 down.
Hey, while we have a moment, why not revisit our keys to the game brought to you by the Honda dealers of San Diego County. And as you take a look at Stoltz, who's really keeping the Buccos off balance.
Marte up the middle, base hit.
Well, we talked about, especially last night, the top of the lineup. Pirates scored 2 in the first inning. Silence the top of the Pirates lineup. Harrison, Mercer, and Russell Martin. Well, 3 for 8. 1 run scored. That's the big thing, right? The RBI. And then make Liriano throw strikes. 6 innings, 3 strikeouts. Both pitchers have been locked in since that first inning. In fact, Liriano's been perfect after that first inning. 5 perfect innings.
Tell you what, too, Eric Stoltz allowed those 2 hits to Harrison, the leadoff man. No hits allowed to Mercer, Martin, Sanchez, the 2, 3, 4 hitters, and Martin has struck out twice, though he does have the RBI single in the first. So controlling the RBI guys, what Eric's been able to do to this point.
Okay, here's the deal. Eric Stoltz has to keep the ball away from Polanco right here. It's getting late in the game. The pitch count's getting up there. It's the 3rd time around. Make him go the opposite way. You don't want to leave anything soft middle in. Something that he can jerk out of the ballpark.
Marte, certainly worth keeping an eye on. Leads the team in stolen bases, 2 down here, though, in the 6th. And Polanco, slow roller to first. Medica will tag out Polanco. 3rd out of the inning. So we have played at 6 full, and the Padres lead 2-1. Looking to add on behind Jed Jerko in front of all of his family and friends in from Morgantown, West Virginia. Certainly, thank you for joining us on this Saturday night. Gorgeous night in Pittsburgh, PNC Park. Padres lead 2-1. It's a great ballpark.
That's a great shot right there, isn't it? Packed house tonight. What, standing room only? Probably. I'm sure they sell them here.
Sold out last night. Likely a sellout again tonight. They've got fireworks here planned.
It's kind of neat how they got those ramps out there in the left center field or the left field corner there, to where people can buy a ticket to get into the ball game and just hang around. It's a pretty good vantage point too.
It's nice too that the fans here have been kept quiet as the Padres lead 2-1. Get all of their offense in the first inning. Jed Jerko with an RBI single in the first, struck out in the fourth. The Jerko, Nelson, Grandal, and Liriano left both runs, 3 hits, all in the first inning. He has been perfect since then. He's started 10 straight hitters off with a strike and dealing, but right now Padres have the better end of this equation. Eric Stoltz battling, also sharp tonight. Eric hasn't walked a hitter, struck out 6.
Yeah, and of those hits, only 1 extra base hit. That was the double left stranded in the 4th inning. Starling Marte, 2-out double.
Black happy to add on a little bit to his club's lead if he can grab it. Hey, remember, following the final out tonight, Jerko down on strike, second time this evening. Jerko avoids strikeout. That reminder I was mentioning about Padres Live post-game show following us this evening. Andy Ashby, Chris Budd to Andy with how to throw a slider, much like the one you're seeing here from Liriano tonight. And Tyson Ross, who will go tomorrow, and we'll hear from Buddy Black as to what specifically Eric Stoltz was using tonight made him so effective. He's made a few adjustments along the way, Eric has, but Buddy will let us know exactly what he was keying on this evening. That's Padres Live right here, Fox Sports San Diego, brought to you by Cox.
Yeah, I think he's found that consistent release point, staying out of the heart of the plate, and these Pirate hitters working underneath it, keeping the ball in the air.
Nelson right back at Liriano. 2 down.
How about the fielding position for Liriano? Knocks it down. That's the big key. As long as you knock it down, you don't have to field it cleanly. He fires a seed over there to first base.
Hey, in that case, it helps if you're going to fall away to your glove hand side as a left-handed pitcher, put himself in the right spot. So Nelson gone, 2 down. Here's Yasmani Grandal. And Liriano in his last 7 starts has not allowed more than 4 hits in any of them. And tonight he's allowed 3.
Boy, 94.
Get a little stronger perhaps as the game wears on.
Got a little two-seam movement as well. Now see, I take those last 2 pitches. Lefty Liriano, switch hitting right-handed side for Grandal. Tailing fastball away, little slider down and in. Dyson is slicing both sides of the plate, staying out of the heart. You see the breakdown there as far as velocity. Not biting on the slider there.
He does move at a snail's pace, doesn't he? Just unemotional, just methodically plowing through, trying to repeat his delivery. Nice to see the Padres with a lead late. If they need to, turn the ball over to the bullpen, which has been outstanding. Best in baseball. That's the first walk issued by Liriano this evening. A 2-out walk to the catcher Grandal.
It breaks a string of 18 in a row. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and description of this game be not disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Strike one, Jeff Francoeur. Well, Jeff's hit well in his career, 34 games here at PNC Park. 294 hitter against the Pirates here. And he takes inside. Count even at a ball and a strike. Folks, tomorrow it'll be Tyson Ross against Charlie Morton. Third and final game of the series. See you at 10:30 in the morning Pacific time. Francoeur will bounce this one to Mercer at short. He'll go the short way to Martinez. They'll get Grandal. And the Padres go down, but they hold on to a 1-run lead.
How about the fastball in, jamming the right-handed hitters? How about the changeup down and away, getting a ground ball? And then, how about the backdoor slider to get Russell Martin looking? So he's got all of his pitches working for him tonight. Staying out of the heart of the plate. 6th inning of work, 6 hits. He begins his 7th inning of work here, and there's the line. 95-pitch effort for Eric Stoltz, Mike.
Put together a couple of gems now with the win over Atlanta. His last time out went 6 1/3. Picked it up an earned run. And he's backing it with a strong performance tonight. It's the bottom of the Pirates lineup here in the home half of the 7th inning. 7, 8, 9. Nix, Martinez, and the pitcher spot. The ball hit hard in the left field. Base hit for Nix. His 2nd single this evening. 7th hit allowed by Eric.
Elevated pitch, one of the few pitches that Eric Stoltz has left up and over the plate. See if Martinez tries to bunt him over here.
And he does. He bunt it right back at Stoltz. Stoltz over first base. Jerko there. So Martinez, the youngster, sacrifice bunt. And Nix moves over to second base.
Well, now it's time for the Cholula flamethrower. Let's check in on Eric Stultz. What is he humping it up to tonight? 89 on the fastball, but it just goes to show you, it doesn't matter how hard it is. It's where you place it with a little bit of movement. Now Eric Stultz has one out. He's got a runner in scoring position. He's got to really locate his pitches tonight.
And after spending time on the bereavement list and out of the lineup for a bit, it's a warm welcome and ovation for Pedro Alvarez, who will pinch hit here for Francisco Liriano in the seventh. Buddy Black going to make a change. Great job, Eric Stultz. Making a pitching change, Eric Stultz. Job well done tonight, left-hander. Great support from the guys on the bench. 6 1/3, 7 hits. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 6, and Alex Torres, the new pitcher, drew for a pitching change tonight.
So Alvarez was announced. Pedro Alvarez for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Enter left-hander Alex Torres. The splits: 227 lefties, 209 righties. Not as good as last year. In 42 2/3 innings pitched for Alex. You know, Eric Stultz, even though we talked about the Pirates not having the big three in there, this is one of them we just mentioned, with McCutchen and Neil Walker. Eric Stultz, you've got to realize, number 2 average in the National League, these Pirates as a team playing to hit 258. He tore the gem tonight. He really battled. He pitched very well tonight.
Great job, Eric Stultz. And now I turn it over to the bullpen. Best in baseball. And they'll face Pedro Alvarez. As you see the power numbers in 105 games. Certainly got to be cautious with him. Ton of strikeouts, though. 96 in 355 at bats. Jason Nix, the runner at second base. Alvarez, low average overall anyway, but against lefties worse. 189, couple of home runs, 12 runs driven in. I think Alvarez defines feast or famine. Center field. Almonte circles it, and Nix will stay at second base. So Alvarez is gone. 2 down now in the home half of the 7th.
Hey, you come to the ballpark, you get one hitter out, right? That's a good day in the big leagues, and it's a big out. Buddy, you probably go to the bullpen with the righty Hamilton or Harrison coming up.
But he's got options with the best pen in the league. He's going to use it. PNC Park tonight, holding a 2-1 lead at the bottom of the 7th with a couple outs. I want to remind you that coming up after the last out tonight in Pittsburgh, we'll go back to San Diego for Padres Live, the post-game show. Chris Budd and Andy Ashby. You're going to hear from our Bud Black on what was working for Eric Stultz tonight. And before you dismiss that out of hand, you can flatly say pretty much everything. He's been working on a few things, Eric Stultz has. Working on his rhythm, his cadence, his mechanics. And if you're a young pitcher out there, or maybe a little league coach, and you want to pass along a little advice how to be a productive pitcher at any level of the game, I want to hear what Buddy's got to say.
Well, interesting matchup now that Nick Vincent comes on, the righty, versus the right-handed hitting Josh Harrison. Why is it interesting? Because Harrison off of righties this year, 318. Righties off of Vincent, 195. Let the battle begin.
Nick, one of those guys, he calls himself a bulldog. He is right, as you check out the lefty-righty splits for Harrison. Mark, you were just mentioning those a moment ago, and goes right at you. A cutter.
Yep. Cutter, slider, changeup from Nick Vincent. Well, just like that, Yasmani Grandal wants to have a chat with Nick. Yasmani was not crossed up. The pitch was up and out of the strike zone.
Now, you do have to be careful with Harrison, all-star utility player. He has 5 hits in 6 trips this 2-game series so far.
Nice slider.
This is a number that when a guy who doesn't get the glamour, say, of the save, got to stake his career on. And Vincent, well, he's been incredible.
96% of the time, inherited runners. 26 of 27. Only 1.
A big pitch right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Harrison with 2 outs. Jason Nix at second. Little number out front of the plate. Vincent should have a play. Fires the first, and he'll retire Harrison. Great job all the way around from Eric Stultz to Alex Torres. Nick Vincent. Padres lead 2-1. Any breaking ball for that matter, so you got to stick around post-game show. Andy will talk about that. Hughes 6-3, ERA of 1.94.
He's having a nice little year, huh? You see the splits there. Righties almost 260. Hughes throws a fastball, slider, and a changeup. 90 to 95 on the old number 1. What a great job by Nick Vincent, huh?
Fantastic.
The Bulldog.
And Torres as well.
Yes.
You know, Torres gets the pinch hitter there in Pedro Alvarez. That's a big out, second out of that inning before Vincent even comes in. And he was tough. Vincent was. Great job by all the guys to this point, but they do need to add on, get a little space.
Well, not only do we call Nick Vincent the Bulldog, he literally is a Bulldog. Ramona Bulldogs.
This is true.
Nick, the pride and joy.
And the teams at home, you can see Nick's family come out to the park, support him. It's great. Abraham Almonte. And a number 9 spot in the order. Will Venable waits on deck. And we get right up top again, Everett Cabrera. Got him. So Almonte gone. Paul Emmel says yes, he did go. Abraham 0 for 3 now.
Well, tough to lay off that high heat. He wanted it inside, but out of the hand, it looks so inviting, especially when it's a straight fastball. And Almonte, yeah, he went.
Will Venable. We're trying to get it going. Picking up a little bit here after the All-Star break. 4 for 14 as a pinch hitter. And he rips that ball foul. Kevin Quackenbush in the Padre pen. And Joaquin Benoit right there behind him if needed. Base hit, 5.5 hole for Will Venable. Good job coming off the bench. He's now 5-15 as a pinch hitter.
You know, that's great that Will Venable is aboard, but I don't think this was by design. I mean, that was a cue shot. That's a two-seamer off the end of the bat. Hey, finding a hole. Nice.
Any way you can do it, right?
Yes.
Good to see Will aboard with a base hit. Here's Everett Cabrera, 1 for 3. Single in the first, scored a run. Another good ball game tonight. Remember earlier in the game, we mentioned it last night, all 3 runs in the game. It was a 2-1 Pittsburgh win. All 3 runs scored in the first inning. About the 3rd or 4th inning, I looked at you and I said, hey, another 3 runs all scored in the first inning.
I put $20 down on there. It would stay the same.
Well, Breitbart might be right again. Venable back. I like low-scoring games when they're well pitched.
I do too.
Like this. Pirates fight for a playoff spot. They've had their starters 5 straight ball games go at least 7 innings. And the Padres pitching been good all season by and large. Good again tonight. Here goes Will. A strike to Cabrera. And Venable in under the tag. And Russell Martin thinks it's close. And the infielders will commiserate. And out comes Clint Hurdle.
Show bunt, pull it back.
Oh,
that was close.
Very close. Jordy Mercer, the shortstop, hard to see past his foot. Get another look.
Looked like he got him there, huh?
I can't tell exactly from that angle, but that hurdle people to check and help him decide if he should challenge. It appears that he will. So with one out here in the 8th, Venable makes a bid, tries to get in there head first. Call on the field is safe. And they'll look it over in New York. You hear the fans reacting to what they're seeing on the Jumbotron. This one here, Mark, might tell the story.
Out.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
What do you think?
I'm afraid so, yeah. He's on the forearm there.
And then he still hasn't reached the bag. There he reaches the bag, right?
I think the Pirates might have a case. Doesn't mean the Padres can't get lucky.
No.
Leading this one just 2-1, so certainly having Will in scoring position be a huge help.
Remember, clear and convincing evidence, right?
That's what it takes. And Clint Hurdle and the Pirates win the challenge. Call is overturned, and Venable caught stealing. 2 outs now in the 8th. So the evidence there, clear and convincing, and call overturned. 2 down. 1 ball, 1 strike count to Everth Cabrera. Hey, got to make an effort. Try to get in the scoring position. Boy, it's been tough to get any offense going against the Pirates.
Here's that last look. Very clear shot. Slows it down. Now, when the tag hits his forearm right there, watch his hand. See, his hand still hasn't gotten to the bag yet. I think they got it right.
That they did. Ball, 2 strikes, and it's wrap foul down the first base line. No other finals in the National League West yet. Rockies are at Arizona, Dodgers at Milwaukee, Giants at Kansas City. The Dodgers trail, and so do the Giants. Rockies lead the Diamondbacks. And the Padres lead the Pirates 2-1 in the 8th. We'll see it early tomorrow morning as Tyson Ross and Charlie Morton square off in the 3rd and final game. 10:30. Padres live. Then it's home for a quick homestand. There's 3 games at Petco Park. Grab your seats. Colorado Rockies in town. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the team's back out on the road. Just outside, 95 miles an hour from Hughes. Be nice to see Everth work a walk. Trying to get that on-base percentage up. Walk a little more often. And he slaps it foul. Cabrera coming in tonight is 19 walks. 270 on-base percentage. For the league average, it's right around 300. He knows his job, and what he needs to do. He's been hitting better. There you go. So Cabrera able to work a walk. And with 2 outs, we'll bring up Yangervis Solarte. 2 walks issued tonight by Pirates pitching. And none issued by the Padres.
Well, Solarte has gotten a chance to check out Hughes and what he features. A couple of hitters. Bet he's going to try to keep the ball away from Solarte. Hughes has put together a nice little season and a nice little string. Been charged with an earned run in just 8 of his 44 games for the right-hander. He also does a fine job of inherited runners. Not as good as Nick Vincent, but about just 6 of his 41 inherited runners to score. Hughes starting this inning clean. The 8th. Need a gapper here, huh?
Absolutely.
2 outs, crack at the bat.
Trying to throw one more on the board. As good as the Padres pen has been, a little bit of breathing room is going to help. And Cabrera.
Well, before he threw over to Cabrera, Hughes, Russell was set up inside part of the plate.
Continue to pound in, as we mentioned. That's the theme for the Pirates.
Pitch out. Gave the horns, huh?
Thought Cabrera might make a bid, and he does not. You can do that when your pitchers throw strikes.
Yeah. Fastball.
There goes Cabrera. Another pitch out. The throw down from Martin goes into the outfield. Cabrera doesn't see it, but he will stay at second base.
Hey, Tom.
Wow, Martin got rid of that ball quickly.
If Mercer could handle the throw, he might have Cabrera there, but
leaked over on the first base side of second base. Oh, Leo Everett stumbled there. May have caught a break.
He wanted So to get down there. Looks like he got ahead of his feet. The Padres with a runner in scoring position now with 2 outs. That's what I mentioned a moment ago, willing to pitch out twice now. And your pitcher behind. Now the pitcher's 3-1 to Solarte. So they guessed right, did the Pirates, but couldn't get Cabrera. Back-to-back walks. Here's the pitching coach, Ray Searage. You know Ray a little bit?
A little bit. We met in winter ball back in 1986, Puerto Rico. Former left-hander, he's always left-handed. The former left-handed pitcher. Played with the Dodgers a little bit.
Now he's just a left-handed coach.
Right.
As mentioned, tomorrow it'll be Tyson Ross against Charlie Morton. Each guy posting, as we've said. For Ross, 24 starts, Morton 23. 10 o'clock, Padres Live. The pregame show right here on Fox Sports San Diego. Brought to you by Cox Communications. Tommy Medica. Tommy hit by a pitch in the first. Ground out and a fly out. John Mark Gomez warming in the Pirates pen. Good rip by Medica, one of the better hitters in baseball right now since the All-Star break. Came in at 400. RBI situation. Cabrera, Solarte aboard.
Yeah.
Oh my. Tommy understandably upset, but otherwise appears to be okay.
How does he come out of that?
The sickening sound of that ball hitting the helmet.
My goodness. I mean, when you look at this, and when you see it happen, and then you just cut it, and then you expect Tommy Medica to be talking with Todd Hutchison and Bud Black like that, would you ever guess that? And look at this pitch. Well, he does the right thing, right in the back of the helmet.
It's the second time tonight that Medica's been hit. First time in the shoe, and then the opposite extreme. You can hear what it sounds like up close. The crowd gives Tommy a hand. Wow, that's frightening. See Jesse Hahn and the guys giving him a hand. They've had an upsetting run here at PNC. And Jesse Hahn, the pitcher, going to be the pinch runner.
You know what? I don't know how to go about this. Coming up and in like that, if you're going to throw in a guy, throw it his fists. Throw it the back number. You get up around the head. I don't know if that one got away from him or not, but my point is, if you're going to come in a guy, coming up around the head, that ain't cool.
Now Hughes has hit 2. That was the third batter he had hit this season. I agree with you there. I'd like to think that just got away from him. And like you've said,
and once again, I'm not saying there was intent there. What I'm saying is, if you're going to pitch in on a guy,
1-1 count, try to back him up. But in any event, we'll just hope Tommy's okay. We'll of course have an update for you right away after the game. We'll catch that on the post-game show. Cabrera, Solarte, and Jesse Hahn at first base. Hahn pinch running for Tommy Medica. Jet Jerko, the hitter. Base hit, an RBI, and a couple of strikeouts. And the ball's ripped into the seats, foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. You know, I mentioned a moment ago, like they just had a bad run here at Pittsburgh. Not necessarily through anybody's fault, just unfortunate occurrences. We talked before about the Mercer line drive, the game before the Padres came into town off the side of the head of the Marlins pitcher Dan Jennings. Fortunately, he's out of the hospital with a concussion. Then you see something like this.
I don't. It's not like Hughes is like wild, right? In 50 innings or so, he's walked 14. My whole point is, and you know, this is just my gut feeling. I'm speaking from the heart here. You go up in and around the head, coming in a guy, that ain't cool. If you want to come up and in a guy, going by the hands or the belt buckle, make him move his feet, that's a different story.
Jed Zerkel throws his bat in disgust. The strikeout there with the bases loaded. We hit now to the bottom of the 8th inning. Padres lead. Presents Padres Baseball, and it's brought to you by RCP Block and Bricks. Start your outdoor project at rcpblock.com. By Petco, the power of together. And by your San Diego Lexus dealer. The Allegheny River and PNC Park here in Pittsburgh. Allegheny, the Ohio, and the Monongahela confluence. And that's where we are tonight. Game 2 of this 3-game set between the Padres and the Pirates. We have another well-pitched ball game. Kevin Quackenbush in relief of Nick Vincent, Alex Torres. Eric Stoltz also working tonight.
No, last time out for Kevin was in the Twin Cities against the Twins. He pitched the 9th inning, walked 2, struck out 1. And look at those splits. How often do you see that? Pretty consistent. 186, lefties and righties alike.
2-3-4 in the lineup for Clint Hurdle. Yonder Alonso, the new first baseman. And if you just for some reason happen to tune in, you wonder why Yonder Alonso is the new first baseman. It's because Tommy Medica, who started this game, was hit in the back of the helmet, top of the 8th, and he was able to walk off under his own power. Seemed to be okay, and we'll find out more from Buddy after the ball game tonight. So Yonder Alonso over there at first. Jordy Mercer, Russell Martin, Gabby Sanchez scheduled.
And you know what? Looking back at that Tommy Medica thing, you know how we have instructional sometimes before games, like tonight on the post-game show, going to talk about Andy Aspie throwing the slider.
Right.
Tommy Medica did everything correctly to try to get out of the way of that fastball up and in. He turned quick. That's the way you got to do it, and that'd be a nice little nugget to find out the proper way to avoid getting hit.
That's a great point. He dropped the bat, turned his back, and Mercer A leadoff single here against Quackenbush in the bottom of the 8th inning. For Mercer, that's his first hit tonight. Martin 1 for 3, a couple of strikeouts. Like a photo negative from last night, Mark. Yep. 2-1 is the score.
Well, Mike, there's a three-way tie in the category of grounding into double plays for the Pirates. The number is 11, and Russell Martin is one of them.
I'd like to see him take the team lead.
Well, yeah.
Padres lost game 1 last night 2-1, lead tonight 2-1. It finishes like this. Last time the Padres lost 2-1 and then won 2-1 the next night back in 2011 against Washington. It's kind of strange too that all the runs are scored in the first inning both nights. But Kevin Quackenbush, as he throws over to first, going to keep it right there now. One thing that people have admired about Kevin Quackenbush as we talk to scouts around the league is makeup. Solid. Fastball not overpowering.
Right.
Deceptive maybe?
Well, remember the spin rate thing? Sometimes you get a lot of swings and misses. At times it looks like you can be sneaky fast on that fastball.
Field. Back in the corner. Is it going to go up the wall? It does. Frank Gore trying to come up with it. He falls as he throws it in, and the Pirates have runners at second and third. So Martin off the wall in right. Frank Gore has no play to make the catch. A little trouble getting it in, and the Pirates 2 runners now in scoring position.
Oh, Martin went out and got this pitch. And kind of cruising out of the batter's box. Remember, it's only 320 down the line there. How close was it? Hits high atop the wall. Frank Gore falls and then luckily gets it in on one hop, holding the runners at second and third. Well, Darren Ballsy out to have a chat with Quackenbush. First base is open.
The Pirates now in the 4th spot in the order. Gabby Sanchez out of the game. It'll be Ike Davis. Davis in the pinch hit here. Davis 6 for 22 off the bench.
Whoa.
Mercer and Martin aboard. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Well, if you walk him here, it's a force-landed base. Sure, there's still nobody out. On deck is right-handed hitting Starling Marte. It would be righty on righty. Clint Hurdle does have Travis Snyder, left-handed hitter, on the bench. Clint Hurdle also has switch hitting and Neil Walker on the bench as well.
See Walker there with a bat.
Yep.
He's had a bad back. And that's why he's been out of the starting lineup. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Ike Davis. And this bat's broken right on Jake Jerko. Soft liner. 1 down.
He got in as Kitchen. Even with the infield in. Nice pitch by Kevin Quackenbush.
Battled his way back into the count a bit.
Just buried that fastball. Not afraid to get it in there. Be aggressive. That's exactly what he did. Now the infield way in.
And Marte, first pitch hacking. 2 for 3 tonight, which is acceptable to the strikeout. Quackenbush ahead 0-1. Pirates 28 comeback wins this season. Tied with the Brewers for the most in the National League. But they're facing the National League's best bullpen. And these are the kind of games the Padres have to be able to win. Pitching and defense dependent.
But remember, Alex Torres was used back in the 7th inning, so all righties out of the pen.
Gregory Polanco, already a threat as a rookie, waits on deck. Dale Thayer getting loose in the Padre bullpen.
Well, now you go for the punch out, huh?
You have to.
Marte approaching 100 strikeouts on the year, 99. Everything's away. Quackenbush keeping it down and away.
Got it. Kevin Quackenbush. Here's strikeout number 100 on the year for Marte. Comes at a huge time for the Padres.
Peppering the strike zone, down and away. 4 or 5 pitches, then going up the ladder, up above the letters, and Marte swings and misses. Huge out for Kevin Quackenbush. Now the infield can go back to 2 strikes, but Gregory Polanco stands in the way.
And Polanco takes strike 1. So Jordy Mercer had a leadoff single, a double by Russell Martin. Pirates with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Kevin Quackenbush retiring the next 2. And here's Polanco with a strike.
That 91 looks harder, doesn't it?
It does.
For some reason.
That's why I asked you. It's got to be the deception.
Yeah. Well, Darren Balsley talks about it quite a bit, and Bud Black, we talked about the spin rate. The guy with the bigger or better spin rate, rather. The ball has a tendency to seem like it's got some late life to it.
Polanco into right field. Frank Corr pulls over and he'll put it away. What a job by Kevin Quackenbush. A single, a double, then he would buckle down. He'd get Davis, Marte, and Polanco, and the Padres lead by 1. Holding the lead in the 8th inning. 2-1 ball game right now. Allowed a single and a double to start the 8th, and then would get Ike Davis on a soft liner to second. Strike out Starling Marte, and then the flyout by Gregory Polanco. Doing the job as the Pirates will bring in a new pitcher. It's Justin Wilson.
I'll tell you what, I think that at-bat to Ike Davis might have been the at-bat. He got in his kitchen. The infield was not all the way in, but kind of halfway.
Right out of the soft liner. These are Bill Howe plays of the game.
Marte was susceptible to the strikeout, 100th on the year, and then the easy fly ball to right field to leave him stranded. That's some big league pitching right there, Kevin.
It's an outstanding job all the way around by the Padre pitching staff again tonight. they'll have to record 3 more outs to finish this one up. In the meantime, the Padres will try to add on here in the top of the 9th inning. Ike Davis stays in the game over at first base. A pinch hit there in the 8th for Gabby Sanchez. Chris Nelson, Yasmani Grandal, Jeff Francoeur to face Justin Wilson. Joaquin Benoit try to close this thing out in the 9th. Nelson 0 for 3.
Oh, pretty good arm from left-hander Justin Wilson. 4-pitch pitcher. Fastball, cutter, curveball change. 92 to 98 on that fastball.
It's the slow roller to Mercer at short. Quick flip. And Nelson's retired for the first out here in the top of the 9th.
Well, Tommy's out on the bench after getting hit with a pitch in the back of the helmet. He did everything correctly, the proper way to get out of the way of a pitch. I mean, you're going to get hit if it's in that certain area, but there's a proper technique, and Tommy did everything correctly, and he immediately got up and was speaking to Todd Hutchison and Bud Black and had a smile on his face. So good to see Tommy back out on the bench and rooting on his teammates.
We'll talk to Buddy Black about that. Try to talk to Tommy as well. As soon as the ball game's over, you'll catch all that on Padres Live post-game show. Well, that's the best sight we've seen all day. No balls and a strike. Yasmani Grandal.
There's that cut fastball from Wilson. He threw a nice one to Chris Nelson, the ground out to short, got in his kitchen.
Bouncer straight up the middle, but Martinez is shaded that way, and he'll scoop it up over to Davis. Grandal is the second out here in the top of the 9th. And that'll bring up Jeff Francoeur. Very great to see Frenchie start hitting a bit. He's not going to get cheated up there. Free swinger. Sold out PNC Park 2 nights in a row. See the Padres on a beautiful weekend in Pittsburgh.
That's what a cutter will do. Into a righty from a lefty. Snap that, Shillelagh.
Jeff would tar that one up. Looking forward to the post-game show tonight. Should be a very good one. Chris Budden and Andy Ashby. How to throw the slider. Like you saw Francisco Liriano, and you'll see Tyson Ross throw it tomorrow. Buddy Black on what made Eric Stultz particularly effective tonight. He's made some changes. You'll hear from Buddy on those. And what appears to be a good story regarding Tommy Medica. Get Buddy's thoughts on Tommy. You see Doc Roberts next to him, bench coach Dave Roberts, named Doc. And we'll try, as I mentioned, to get right to Tommy. See how he's feeling. 2-1 ball game, top of the 9th inning, 0-2. Tommy took one off the foot in the first inning tonight before being hit in the head there in the 8th. 1-2 to Francoeur.
Oh. Pitcher was down by his knees. Cutter down and in.
Joaquin Benoit, 4 saves. And he'll be facing the bottom of the order for the Pirates. Nix Martinez in the pitcher spot. Hey, nice at bat by Frank Core right here. Padres 2 runs on 4 hits. No errors. Pirates 1 run, 9 hits. No errors. And down goes Jeff Frank Core. Tried a late emergency swing. Unable to make contact. So now the ball turns over to Joaquin Benoit as he looks for his 5th save of the season. It's a 2-1 situation for Joaquin Benoit. This game 2, but tomorrow game 3, 3rd and final one of this set. 10 a.m. for Padres Live, the pregame show. Tyson Ross goes for win number 11, and he will face off with Charlie Morton. Ross Morton tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. Hope you'll join us for that one. Should be a good ball game. Tyson 10-10, a 2.62 earned run average. And Morton 5-10, a 3.43. Padres can hang on here, a chance to win the series tomorrow, but they've got to do it right here tonight. Joaquin Benoit looking for his 5th save.
Well, Mike, as you mentioned, last half inning, bottom of the order, 7-8-9 due up for the Pirates pitcher spot, batting 3rd, and Joaquin Benoit. Last pitch on Wednesday in Minnesota, an inning, a hit, 1 walk. Pretty darn good splits from the veteran right-hander.
Alexi Amarista takes over in left field, and Yangervis Solarte moves from left to 3rd. And you hear the crowd applauding because they haven't seen the man at bat quite some time. It's Neil Walker pinch hitting for Jason Nix. Walker been out with a bad back. You see his numbers here, 96 games this season.
You just see what Neil Walker did right there? He requested that the ball that Benoit was tossing, or must be thrown out. Threw out that, maybe tried to get in his head a little bit.
Maybe. Walker making only his 2nd pinch hitting appearance.
I'll tell you what, if a guy's got a bad back, known for a bad back, right? You know what I'm doing? I'm throwing changeups. Yeah. I'm getting ahead with the heater and throwing the changeups.
Last thing he wants to do is try to have to lunge for something. Walker 1 for 3 against Benoit. .96 miles an hour. And Walker can't catch up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Last 3 times out. Scoreless. Nice and quiet. 3 strikeouts, or 2 strikeouts, a walk.
Change up right here.
Why not? The Fosh.
Hits it. Gas.
Down goes Walker for the first out in the bottom of the 9th.
96 octane coming at you. Grab some pine.
96, tough enough to handle, but up in the eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Good luck catching up with that. Michael Martinez. .96 on the hands.
It's even worse.
Oof. Padres trying to throw a loss on the Pirates here. And the Pirates with the best home record in the National League. So it's a tall order. Here's that change.
Well, one of the advantages that Clint Hurdle has is the matchups late in the ball game. You see Travis Snyder, the left-handed hitter, on deck. We saw the switch hitting Neil Walker. Alvarez has been used from the left side. Ike Davis, the left-handed hitter, been used.
Close ball games so far this road trip. 3-1, 5-4 in Minnesota. 2-1 last night. 2-1 again tonight so far. Buddy Black looking for a rubber match ball game tomorrow. And he gets Martinez. Little cutter. The Benoit slider. That's definitely the slider. And he gets Martinez there. So he punches out Walker. He punches out Martinez. And with 2 outs, the Pirates and Andrew McCutchen down to their last out. And it's Travis Snyder.
Oh, it's got to hurt both those guys, Andrew McCutchen and Clint Hurdle, not being able to utilize him.
Benoit, slow and deliberate, almost puts you to sleep.
Yeah.
Out there, mesmerizing. And then boom, 96.
Yeah, and that last pitch right there, he pulled the string a little bit. Looked like it had slider action to it, but that might have been that Foss changeup that he throws. It can break either way. Here's the changeup sign from Yasmani Grandal. Oh, it's a good pitch, isn't it?
Got our stats guy Ryan over here shaking his head in disbelief. Yeah, it's filthy. It's filthy. Pirates now down to their last strike. Sign from Grandal. 1-2 from Benoit to Travis Snyder. Just outside. Snyder able to lay off.
Shook off the changeup to go fastball away here. Tried to hump that one up a little bit.
Overthrow it, maybe just
yeah, just a little bit.
Full count, 2 outs. Little number out front at the plate, and Benoit will scoop it up to Alonso. He'll throw out Travis Snyder. 3 up, 3 down. Couple of strikeouts and a ground out. Benoit, his 5th save. The Padres win tonight in Pittsburgh, 2-1. Let's go back to San Diego and Chris Budd. Chris.